Hi, I'm Kim Coco. Today we're going to do a restorative class on opening up the heart center. Now, items that you might need for class: a couple blankets, a bolster if you have one, and possibly an eye pillow. If you don't have one, we have some awesome energy infused eye pillows on our website, itjustmakesense.com. And if you don't have a bolster, you can grab some big pillows that you might have lying around on your couch or bed. They work really well. Now, to get started today, let's go ahead and take your bolster or your blankets, depending on what feels better to you. And we're going to take Viparita Karani, which is legs up the wall pose. So in order to start getting the blood flow naturally back to the heart, we're going to take a gentle inversion here. So stack your bolster or blankets against the wall. And then we're going to precariously take your hips on top of the blanket or the bolster and start to roll back so that your legs can go up the wall. And you can adjust yourself as necessary. Just make sure the bolster is comfortably underneath your low back so you feel supported underneath the low back and hips. And then feel the legs reaching up towards the ceiling, but comfortably resting against the wall. And then notice the upper back as it starts to rest down onto the floor, the shoulders, the backs of the arms, the backs of the hands. Maybe even wiggle out the toes, wiggle out the ankles for a moment. And then as you begin to recline here on your back with your legs inverted, lightly close your eyes and allow your mind to begin to connect to the natural rhythm of your breath. Without changing anything, become a curious observer as to what's going on in the internal landscape of your body. Noticing how the effects of your day, your interactions, your perception of those tasks that you have at hand, how those are affecting your emotions, your thoughts, and your rhythm of breath. And if you do have your eye pillow handy, since you're on your back, your eye pillow might be a nice addition to place over the eyes and forehead. And as we start to focus on the heart today, we'll create a space of stillness in which you can notice the true feelings of the heart, how your emotions are affecting the space of the heart. And by allowing any pain to release, any tension, any resistance to be let go, we can create a more coherent rhythm of the heart, which actually not only relaxes your entire body, but creates a space or a state in which you can optimally perform all of the things you have to do throughout your day. So let's start with a conscious rhythmic breath to bring your focus to the present moment. Take a breath in fully. And then exhale the breath back out. As you inhale, take in a third of your breath and pause. Take in the second third of your breath and pause. Take in the final third of your breath, pause. And then exhale the breath all the way back out. Again, inhaling a third, pause. Inhale the second third, and pause. Inhaling the final third. And pause. Exhaling the breath all the way back out. So continue that split part breath, focusing on dividing the inhale into 3 parts, exhaling naturally through the nose. And as the breath comes into the body, notice if you can feel the lungs expand in all 4 directions. Notice if you can feel your shoulders and your arms and your hands heavy on the floor. And then can you feel the weight of your legs and hips sinking down to your bolster? Take 3 more rounds of your breath. Using the conscious focus of the mind to start to bring you to this moment. A place where you can be aware of what's going on internally. Go back to letting the body breathe itself once you're done with your pranayama. Again, allowing a space, a heaviness, to wash over the entire body. Start to bring some gentle movement to your fingers and your toes. Start to bend your knees, place the soles of the feet on the wall, and then carefully roll over to one side off of your blanket or bolster, removing your eye pillow. As you press your way to a seat, pause for a moment. And then grabbing your bolster or your blankets or both, we're going to go ahead and take balasana or child's pose in a supported variation. As with all of these restorative classes, we're allowing the effort to be simply in getting into the pose, and then once you're there, you can let the whole body relax and allow the natural shape of the pose to bring some space and some healing to the whole body. So now I would take your knees wide, take your bolster between your legs, allow the tops of the feet to rest on the floor. You can always place a blanket under your ankles if it's tough to be in this position. And then you can stack up as many blankets or pillows as you need to get comfortable. And then we're going to go ahead and lengthen the spine, sit as tall as you can comfortably, and then walk your torso out over your blanket. If you want to take your eye pillow and place it on the back of your heart and get it there gracefully, you can actually set the eye pillow on your back, and then go ahead and turn your head to one side. And notice here the weight of your torso, the front side of the body, pressing into the bolster and your blankets. But let the shoulders relax, let the space at the back of the heart spread, and let the heaviness of your head rest down into your blanket. And then as you're here, notice that the breath is slightly constricted because of the connection with your bolster. So can you use the connection between your bolster and your torso as a point of mindfulness, a point in which you can connect to the present moment? Let your hips and your torso and your head get heavy, and return to that curious observation of your breath. Go ahead and switch your head, turning your face in the opposite direction. And as you rest here, notice the beating of your heart and feel it as a sound or a sensation. Go ahead and follow 2 more rounds of breath. Use that third inhale to press your way back up to a seat. Careful of your eye pillow if you had it on your back. And then we're going to go ahead and take a side bend to open the sides of the heart. So you can actually take your props, take your bolster, and we're going to turn it parallel to the short edge of your mat. And then you can take your blankets as a headrest. What we're going to do is we'll start on the left side. We're actually going to take your left hip and bring it next to the bolster, or just slightly apart from the bolster, as long as you can get your arm to the opposite side of the bolster, so you'll have to adjust depending on the length of your torso. And then you can rest one shin on top of the other. You can have your legs more bent, it'll make it easier. If you want to make it more challenging, you can take your bottom shin parallel to the long edge of your mat and the right top shin parallel to the short edge of your mat. But what we're going to do is literally lengthen the torso and reach it up and over the bolster so that left arm comes just on the opposite side of the bolster. And then we're going to let the head and neck rest. And if your head does not get supported by something, grab an extra pillow, double up your blankets, get something nice and comfortable so that you can rest comfortably, so that you can find a sense of ease here. And then we're going to go ahead and take that top arm and reach it up towards the ceiling. We're going to turn the palm up overhead and then allow that top arm to drape over your ear. So your right bicep will rest over your ear if that's comfortable. If it's not, by all means, go ahead and release that right arm back down by your side. Otherwise, allow the arm to totally drape, allow it to get heavy, and then we're going to send that natural rhythm of your breath into the side of your lungs, the right side between the rib cage, using your awareness to notice the space that's getting created. At the same time, you notice that opening in the right side body. Be simultaneously aware of the contact between the left rib cage and your bolster. What's really interesting about the heart is when we feel or experience any sort of pain or resistance, the natural tendency is to want to run and to hide and to disassociate or distract ourselves, myself included. But as we start to open up the space around the heart, our goal is to tap into your natural courage and the strength that you have within to look at pain or fear and be able to understand it as a messenger. And instead of shooting the messenger, how can we notice the message that's being brought forth to us and then make changes in our life as a result? Maybe it's shifting the way we perceive a relationship. Maybe it's making small changes in our habits to support our long-term goals. Maybe it's just the fact that we're going to have to acknowledge an unwanted emotion at all as it arises. And allowing that emotion to come forth and release is often the first step. Take a few more rounds of breath there. And then with your next inhale, start to make your way back upright with your torso, taking your right arm down by your side and pushing yourself more up to a seat. Keep your legs as they are. And then what we're going to do is turn the bolster or your pillows back the long way on your mat. We'll take the bolster right next to the hips, and then take one hand to each side of your blanket or your bolster, and then literally twist and turn the heart so it faces over your bolster, and then feel the shoulder blades draw down the back as you lift and lengthen the spine. And then slowly start to walk the torso out over your bolster. And then you can let the head turn to the same side. You can put a blanket underneath your forehead so your head can face your bolster. Or you can literally turn your head all the way across and take a deeper twist. But now notice the natural shift. Notice the support and safety you feel connected with your bolster. And as one of my friends says, almost feel like you're hugging the bolster like someone you love. Feel your weight drop down on the bolster. Let the head get heavy, let the shoulders relax. And allow this sense of support and connection between you and your bolster to be your point of focus as you breathe here for the next few minutes. As thoughts arise and sensations in your body connect to those thoughts, notice if you can lightly unhinge your jaw, soften your throat, and allow the hips and arms and head to get even heavier, knowing that you are safe and supported right now in this moment. That you can rest entirely in this knowing. Deepen your breath. And then use the next inhale to slowly press your way back to a seat. We're going to go ahead and switch sides. So all you have to do is, after your torso is upright, turn your torso around so that your right hip is now next to your bolster. Turn your bolster back parallel to the short edge of your mat. Set up your legs with one shin on top of the other, or the shins at a 90-degree angle. Grab your blankets or your pillows to support your head. And then when you're ready, slowly start to lengthen that whole side body, allowing the right arm to rest down between the bolster and the floor. Go ahead and allow your head to be supported. And then take the left arm up overhead. Turn the palm towards the back of the room or the wall that's at your head. And then drop the left arm over the left ear. So connect there for just a few moments to feel the left arm start to get heavy. Observe the length in the left side as a result of being in this posture. And notice the heaviness of the right side body as it supports the lengthening of the left. As you begin to sink in here, allowing the fingers, the arms, the hips to get closer to the floor, allowing gravity to pull your body downward. Observe the beating of your heart, that natural rhythm of your breath. Beginning to tune into the sense of appreciation for the way your body naturally moves, the internal wisdom of the body to create a sense of balance, and the wisdom of the heart and how it communicates with the rest of the body to help bring you back to your center. Create a state that's not only calm and relaxed, but also energized and able to perform at high levels. Take about 2 more rounds of breath here. Out, release your top arm, take it down to the floor, and start to press yourself back up to a seat. Go ahead and grab your bolster, turn it back to the long edge of your mat. And now if the bolster feels really far away from you, then you can always stack more blankets up on top to bring the bolster up to you. But otherwise, take the blankets or your bolster or your pillows to your hip. Take one hand to each side of the bolster and start to lengthen the heart, draw the shoulder blades down the back, and maybe even lift the chin and stretch the whole front side of the body. And then when you're ready, take that length from your torso and rest down on your mat. So you can turn your head to the left. You can place something under your forehead so your head can be more neutral, or you can twist and turn your head to the other side. We'll be here for a few minutes, so notice the shift in the rhythmic breath as a result of being in this pose. Notice the space, the bottom of the spine. Can you return to that sense of heaviness in the torso, a sense of being entirely supported as your body does what it does best, finds an effortless balance without our mind having to interfere or judge or narrate the situation. of depth to your breath. Taking a few more rounds as the lungs press into the bolster beneath you. Spreading across the back side of the heart. When you're ready, using your inhale to press your torso back upright. Grab your eye pillow again. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take Supta Baddha Konasana with a supported bolster. So you have a couple different options. If you have an extra pillow, you can place it behind your head on top of your bolster. That might feel really nice. You can take these blankets that you have and place them underneath your knees. Again, if your knees are a little higher off the ground, you can go ahead and take another set of blankets or another pillow or something to stack up. So bring the soles of the feet together, allow the knees to drop off wide. You can obviously roll the pillows or the blankets and fold them as much as you need to give yourself a sense of support so that your knees aren't dangling in space. They can feel supported. And then we're going to take the bolster underneath the bottom of your rib cage to start. So feel the tailbone tuck under, and then as you start to recline back onto your bolster, allow the arms to rest out at the side. And like I said, if this bolster or the blankets are too far to the ground and you feel uncomfortable, add more layers so that the bolster rises up to you or the blankets and pillows match you. And you can also put even a block or some books underneath one end, as long as they don't slide out, just to create more of an incline so your heart would be higher than your abdomen. You can always place just a pillow underneath your head to lift the chin a little bit higher than the heart. But spread the arms out wide, about 45 degrees. You might take your eye pillow and place it back underneath or back over your eyes as you adjust maybe the blankets under your knees so they feel even. And then maybe wiggle around as though you are trying to sink yourself a little more deeply in sand, getting nice and cozy. Again, being aware of where your body is physically being supported, where it's touching blankets, pillows, your bolster. And notice the sense of support that's created even in those spaces that aren't touching something as a result of the other body parts that are. Allow gravity to pull your body more downward towards your mat. And notice the wide open exposure of the front of your heart. Can't hide in this posture. So we'll invite this wide open heart to focus on something you appreciate in your life. Whether it's somebody you love, a pet, your garden, sunsets, a cozy chair in your house, or even the comfortable flannel sheets or t-shirt material sheets you have on your bed. Find something or someone in your life you deeply appreciate. And then bring the image of that person or thing or place to your mind's eye. And notice as much as you can about it. Allowing that sense of appreciation to begin to fill the front of your heart and possibly spread out from your heart to your fingertips, down to your torso and out to your toes. Allowing that appreciation to even regulate how your brain is functioning. You can stay where you're at in your Supta Baddha Konasana for a few more minutes. Or if you want to slowly make your way back up, move your props out of the way and recline in your regular Shavasana with your whole back flat on the floor, your legs flopping out comfortably, maybe a little wider than hip distance apart. You can allow your arms to still move out to the sides about 45 degrees. You can keep your eye pillow on your face for some support. And then notice the effects of your practice as you take rest, completely supported by the ground beneath you. Noticing how the effects of appreciation in your life and appreciation in the heart can affect the way your whole body feels. Without having to focus on any particular person, place, or thing. Allow your mind's eye to be aware of the sensations in your body, particularly around the heart space, whether that's the lungs expanding with your breath, or the beat of the heart in your chest, or even that energetic pulse of the heart that spreads throughout your whole being. Want to stay longer, please do. Otherwise, deepen your breath and send that breath down to gentle movements of your fingers and your toes. Maybe stretch up overhead and reach your legs long as though you're waking up all over again. Careful of your eye pillow as you slowly roll yourself over to one side. Pausing again for a moment to feel entirely supported by the ground beneath you. And pressing yourself up to a seat, keeping your eyes closed. Allowing your focus to remain within for just a few more moments. When you're ready, bring your hands to your heart in Anjali Mudra. Through your heart, lift up towards your thumbs and lightly bow your gaze. Thank yourself for dedicating this time of stillness to check in with the beat of the heart, the feelings of the heart, the rhythm of the heart, clearing the slate, starting anew, knowing that you are not the person that you were when you started this practice. And then take this sense of awareness and openness with you throughout the rest of your day. Thanks for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.